Hi guys, thanks so much for stopping by, and I want to talk about my Coach purse and matching wallet. I believe I purchased this in 2012. It was like the year before I got engaged. Yeah, I remember that because I remember when I got engaged, I think that was the year that I stopped purchasing Coach because I purchased like a lot of different Coach because you know how Coaches like, you know how, different and loud a lot of their patterns are. And I was kind of tired of Louis Vuitton for a little bit because it was just the bag that I liked a lot for so many years, and sometimes I would just go back at it if I would feel for it. But there was a phase that I would just preferred Coach. This is one of the few Coach items that I still do have. A lot of them I've given to friends, family. So I'm gonna do a little bit of review, and then I'm going to state why I will never purchase a Coach small leather good, and possibly even a bag. But the bag, that I will chit chat a little bit more and maybe contemplate. But so I'm gonna do the wallet first, just because this is the one that I have like the worst situation with. I'm sorry, my bracelet is like driving me a little nuts. I do love it though, but it's driving me nuts. So this particular wallet, and I don't remember the names at all, until I started doing YouTube. I never really cared for the names of bags and wallets. I just kind of thought a bag, a wallet, like it, So I don't really know what this is. So this is why I do not recommend Coach wallets. So I switched this up last week because I just kind of wanted to use my Coach stuff, and this is less than 10 years old. The leather lining has peeled off, if you can see. This is less than 10 years old. I would say 7 years old. Not even 6 years old. I apologize in advance if like I jump from thing to thing, and also there's just certain things that it's harder for me to articulate. So I'm showing you the lining. I didn't really notice it was this bad when I put all my stuff in, I think a few days ago or last week. It wasn't until I noticed that there were specks that would go on my hand and I would have staining. So this is really bad quality leather lining, if you could see that, because it's peeling really bad. And just so you know, I store this in the same closet, which is in my master bedroom, which is the walk-in closet. It's not really that big, but I store the rest of my other Louis bags and Louis items in there, and those are still perfect. I didn't really notice how bad it was until yesterday, and that's why I wanted to make this video today. When I was switching from this to go back to a Louis Vuitton wallet, because I think 2 days ago, I went out and I was shopping, I think, whatever I was doing, either shopping or going to a doctor, whatever. Yes, I go to doctors a lot now. And I noticed when I took out certain things from my wallet and I just opened it, there were like, it looked like dirt, really, it looked like dirt. And then when I tried to clean it off, it was like getting everything smeared, like, let's just say your driver's license or your insurance card or your debit or credit card, it was those things. So that was really gross. I felt really disgusted by it, and it was really embarrassing for me too. Can you imagine, giving it to like a stranger and their hands are getting dirty too, because it looked like you're like a dirty person. And I remember, how a lot of people are when they want to be polite and nice and they just don't say anything, but you can see it in their face because you know, it's not rehearsed, so that is instinctual. And her reaction, or their reaction, it was more than one person, their reaction was like, you know, like shocked and confused and bizarre, like, what is this in my hand? It was disgusting and embarrassing. I don't think I will ever use this wallet again. I will probably, Goodwill, that's what it is. I've donated some of my Coach items to Goodwill too. I actually donated, I believe, a few years ago, like a Louis. I didn't know there was a pre-love market. This was a few years ago. This was years and years ago. Let me see, around 2000. I know it was over 2010. So around 2010ish and over, there were a few Louis items that I did give to Goodwill. The sad part is, because my current income, because these were like gifts and stuff, my current income, when I filed for taxes, they claimed that I falsified it because of the fact of my current income. So I never, you know, I never really got the benefits of donating that. So that was my big mistake. I didn't know about the pre-love market, and I don't even remember the bags that I did. I should have just sold it in pre-love market. I would have gotten more appreciation with that. The cloth lining is fine. There is no, you know, there is no real wear and tear in there, in which the stitching is still good. There are no tears. That's why I don't really understand when there are some people that their lining, if they have a cloth lining in their wallet, why is it busted? This is kind of old. You know what I mean? Like, why is it so busted? The lining here is also cloth. It's not really, you know, when you think of like Coach, you think of contemporary designer. It's definitely not like a $20 bag, or can you buy something cheaper than $20? Anyway, it's definitely not that kind of bag. So you would expect it to last more, and you would expect the lining to be a little bit better, because the lining usually takes a beating, you know? That's where you put your stuff in and you take them out. And I mean, sometimes I just shove like receipts and money in there, and like, you know, you're not really babying that part for sure. Number one, it's because you don't really see it as often. So when you're getting your wallet like that, it's not like you're doing this. But still, the lining, to me though, I do feel like it does take a beating more, just because this is really where you do the wear and tear, aside from the outside. So I don't really recommend, I do not recommend Coach wallets or any kind of Coach item that is similar to something like this. Like if you have a cloth lining, if you're purchasing their SLGs, that might be okay. That might last you closer to 10 years. You know, even though cloth usually deteriorates quicker than leather, which is strange. But if you could see here too, the leather right here has cracked. The leather here has cracked. Just so you know, there was a time in which this was like my favorite bag, and every time it was like spring or just gotten a little warmer from winter, I would switch to this bag. Every time. Even though when I would just wear Louis Vuitton, or as you're supposed to pronounce, Louis Vuitton. So I would switch to this bag and this wallet, and I just love the pop of color. So just so you know, I never really wore this like a whole year. I don't think I've ever really done that in any kind of bag in my entire life, even as a child. But I never wore this a full year. So this always had like a little vacation, and I would switch to a different bag. I'm not those, I used to be a type of person in which when back in high school or college, in which I would change my bag every day, but I'm not in that kind of mindset and lifestyle anymore. And so I would switch my bag whenever I would feel like it. Sometimes it's once a week, sometimes it's every other week. and sometimes it could be a month, but I feel like a month is a little too long. But it just depends, especially now that I'm a mom. There are just times in which I can't focus on just switching a bag unless I really need to, due to my son's needs. So this is the matching bag, which I think is just beautiful. I've always loved this bag because it is just beautiful. It is already dirty, and because it is cloth, this is just what it's gonna happen. There is no such thing as a patina because it's cloth. This is just like everyday wear and tear. You can see like there's some dirt on there. I don't like toss this around and throw it in the street or anything. I don't do that. But I believe this is just like air pollution, you know, in the city of Chicago. Because I was living in Chicago when I had this. And when I was living in Chicago, I wasn't driving at all. I never drove. I didn't own a car. So I commuted. I rode in buses and trains and things like that. So this is just really the everyday grime of just commuting in the city of Chicago. So let's compare a little bit. Pretty much it's the same, right? This is the baby because it's the wallet, and this is the mama because it's the bag. I love their strap and the way they did like this hook. I love it. I love everything about this bag. The only thing I really don't like about it is that it gets dirty pretty quick. When I got this within a month, and this is winter time, within a month it already started to get dirty. And I think, because I think I bought this, you know, let's just say December or January or something. Even though I wear like coats and stuff, I still wore this. But it had a long strap, so I could just do this, a shoulder bag, and I love that. I really, really love that. What I realized though is that this bag was a little too small for my lifestyle, because I feel like I have regressed. I feel like when I was living in Chicago and commuting every day, I had to have everything because I'm not close to home. And I know a lot of people out there are not living in the city, have never lived in the city, or don't want to live in the city. But just so you know, when you're living in the city, a lot of times there really is a lot of walking around and wait times and travel times from like a bus stop or a train stop. So when you're doing that, and you know, you get hungry, you get tired, you get thirsty, so I had to pack it. I had to make sure I had like a bottle of water, had to make sure I had like a little snack, if in case. I had to make sure, because I am allergic to a lot of things, I had my allergy medication. At a certain point, especially when it is colder months and I have to have my gloves, like my winter gloves, which would be my very thick shearling UGG gloves, it just wouldn't fit. So when I first got this, I probably used it just a couple weeks maybe, and then I switched it to a bigger bag. And what I realized was, when I started to wear this in the spring, I remembered like, the color has already, you know, gotten dirty. Changed, gotten dirty in that small amount of time. Like when I have a brand new Louis Vuitton bag and it is in the vaqueta leather, in just a few weeks or a month, excuse me, it doesn't even darken that quick. I'm sorry, it just doesn't darken that quick unless you live in like a very sunny location. So that is my biggest downside. And just so you know, this is a bag that's a few $100s. This wallet is a few $100s. It's not really Louis Vuitton. It's not Gucci. It's not a Prada. But that's a different video for that. So the wear really is, like, you could really see it. Like, look at that zipper. It's already freeing right here. The only, and look at that. This is just some transfer. And this is already peeled. That's white. That, I think something scratched this patented leather and it just turned white like that. It's a color transfer. So Just so you know, and here, it already peeled. It's not as shiny. This part that's not as shiny here, that is due to wear and tear. And I think it's just a rule of thumb in regards to having a patent leather item. It really doesn't last as well, and it really doesn't wear as well as just pebble leather, vachetta leather, what is that? The Prada leather they started. They started that the anti-scratch one. There's so many different kinds of leather that I believe, to me, in my opinion, I believe that patent leather, it doesn't matter how luxurious the brand is, it is always the most fragile, the most finicky, the most annoying, the most irritating, the most high maintenance of them all. Always. Like, I've owned luxury items that's patent leather, and it just is really frustrating for me. There's a point in which I think I threw it across the room because it was just, it's so beautiful in the beginning because of how alluring and how shiny it is, but then you have it for like a few weeks or a few months and you can really see the wear and tear really quickly. Like, it feels like it's just more of like a display kind of item. But if I want to purchase some shoes or a bag or a wallet, I don't want to put it in display. I want to use it. So that really is the downside. And you know, when the weird part about it is when I bought this bag, I knew it was patent leather, and I knew I hate patent leather, but I couldn't resist. I just couldn't resist. So if you're one of those people, like, even if you're going to purchase in a different brand that is patent leather, just so you know, it is a higher maintenance kind of item, and you really, the wear and tear really does show quicker, because these, just because I just showed it to you guys now, these already popped up within the first year. I just didn't have a YouTube channel back then, and I just didn't think about it until I started wearing it a few days ago. And I was using this for like a week or something. I wouldn't, the thing is, the wallet, the lining is not patent leather, so I don't believe I would ever recommend Coach wallets or SLGs unless the lining is probably cloth, because it seems like the grade of leather they use is really cheap. So I don't recommend that. The inside, the lining for this particular bag is just cloth. And it does have it here. This is a Coach bag. It was handcrafted in China from the finest materials and leather. Its superior craftsmanship reflects our commitment to enduring quality. Yeah, I don't agree with that. And I don't see any kind of huge stamp for the wallet. I am not a Coach expert. If you guys have any suggestions on how I'm supposed to clean this up, hopefully it's something easy. But I really don't want to ruin the bag as well. And this is patent leather. Let me know down below. I'd love to hear from you guys about that. Also, if you guys have the same bag, that would be so cute if you guys let me know that, and how you love this bag and how it has worn with you, and, you know, memories that come with it. I remember, I think I brought this bag with me in a hockey game, so that was great. So I remember that, and I think that's probably why I'm not going to get rid of this, because of that. I was with my husband and our cousin now, but it was his cousin at the time, and we weren't engaged yet, so I think I'm going to keep this just because of that. But this one, though, I feel like I'm just going to give it to Goodwill, and if it's just because it's peeling and it's making my life dirty. But I did, you know, use these two together, so I don't know, maybe I'll keep it, maybe I'll donate it, who cares. So again, if you guys know, you know, more info about this bag that you want to share that I haven't shared, especially in how to clean it, like, look at how dirty that is, let me know down below. The inside is immaculate because I know how to take care of my bags, so I don't need any kind of you know, ideas for that. I really don't. It's perfect. It looks brand new. It really looks brand new inside. You can see that. Yeah, you can see it looks even still very shiny because I really take care of my stuff. And this is still in really, really wonderful condition. So I don't really see myself as giving this away. Just, I really love the print. I love the color. I love, you know, pretty much everything about it. I just really worry about the wear and tear, and, you know, the zipper is starting to go looking, starting to look bad and starting to separate and fray and everything, and that just worries me a lot. But like over here, I forgot to show you guys, this is cracked. Just certain spots, you know, like this is cracked severely. Can you see? Yeah, this is a crack. You see that? Those are cracks. Those are a lot of cracks. So if you're a Coach lover and you want to chit chat about Coach, let me know down below. So far, their bags are beautiful. I believe I have a few other Coach bags. I don't know how many, if I still do have some in my closet. They're like in the top layer because I don't really reach for them. So if you guys want to chit chat and you appreciate or like my video, I hope you hit the thumbs up. I know this video has become a lot longer than it should because this is like a few years worth of info, experience, review, data in regards to that, and I don't really anticipate having another video for this particular 2 items. So I'm just gonna put it in one video. Let me know down below, and of course, hopefully you enjoyed my video. You're gonna give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, just subscribe to my channel. I love the love. Every time someone likes, every time someone subscribes to me, that is, translation is love, and I love that, you know. I love love. I love sharing love. I love giving love. I love receiving love because I love giving love. And also, if you do subscribe, which I hope you do, hit the bell so you're notified every single time I do upload a new video. And do check out my channel. My channel is very versatile. I have a lot of different kinds of topics. I don't just talk about Coach or wallets or bags. I know I have a lot over there, but I am also kind of transitioning my stuff from 3 channels to 1. And I hope you like it. And thanks guys for stepping by. Thank you so much for watching my video. It's a long one and that takes a lot. So thank you so much, you wonderful people. I love you guys, and see you guys again next time. Bye.